Okay, I'm now in Huangshan, or this suburb of it, not even a suburb, just a subsection, tourist section really, called Tunxi, spelled T-U-N-X-I. And I'm just panning. This city is at the juncture of two rivers. These are substantial rivers. There are many rivers in China. I'm surprised. I didn't expect to see as many as I do, or as much water as I do. Lots of it. Down there to the next main drag that you can kind of see, and then to the left for probably 10 blocks is the tourist section. And when I say tourists, today's a Saturday, it's pretty well packed. Not as packed as it would have been on a national holiday a few weeks ago, which lasts 7 days by decree now. But these tourists are 99% Chinese. Few Europeans, Aussies, Kiwis, and myself, maybe some other Americans. This is an upscale city, kind of like Xi'an, only far prettier. The outskirts probably as well as the city, because Xi'an doesn't have a lot going for it. Some major construction, as you saw, and there a Ferris wheel, so you can see just about in the middle now. And these hills. We came through this morning from Tsinghua, through some very rugged mountains, very tight, steep roads, narrow roads. Beautiful drive, really. I'm under the impression that over in this direction, to the east of the main tourist areas, where there's some interesting areas. I don't know if that's true. Okay, what I found is a local market. It's fun to wander down through these places where the local people hang out. Roasted chestnuts. Kind of mushroom you could imagine, apparently. Ni hao. Drive. And these places here also sell probably every kind of mushroom that grows in China. In these areas, much of what's in these areas is for owners of businesses who come here and buy wholesale. It's amazing to imagine, as I've said, in most Southeast countries, how much the people who cook, whether it's men or women, know how to use each of these things. Like, what is something like this? I have no idea. That looks like a mushroom there. I don't know what that is. Those are peppers. Here looks like a mixture of peppers. I wonder if this is what the basis is of that pepper mix that I have. It's all ground up, whether you just throw this stuff into a grinder and you got it. How anybody makes any money when everybody's selling essentially the same thing. It comes to the deal. What you bring to the table versus on how much of a good customer you will be and all that kind of thing. Same as anywhere else in the world. And what is this? Looks like a sponge. Wow, dried fish. So this obviously is a spice market. I'm going to walk this way, continue to walk farther away from the tourist area, in hopes that down here there'll be another street that goes to the left that's somehow different stuff. Ginger drying. Here's your classic market, all under cover, which is kind of neat. Again, probably wholesale stuff down there, I think, are probably restaurants. These are different kinds of foods. These are vegetables and that sort of thing. They're cold that you can buy. That might be that looks like bamboo. I think it is, yeah. So these are seaweeds or other kinds of crop that are local. I don't know. Looks like, who knows what this stuff is. That looks like cabbage. That looks like garlic. No, onions right there. Yeah. Most of which I couldn't identify, obviously. And here we got all the living fish that you can buy over here, or dead. You know how to cook them. Ni hao. Here we get the vegetable section again. If you know what you're looking at, if you know what to do with it. Some of it I do. Napa cabbage, large ones. Maybe those are even edible there for a American. that kind of cucumber they have, very tasty. Giant green beans. And there, that. I think that's not the eggplant. This looks like it. This is some, well, maybe it is the eggplant that I just had. Cilantro, I think. Probably many of these folks are getting ready to close down for the day. Okay, so if you want yams, you really want yams, I got them in big ones. I don't know what these things are unless they're original oil or vinegar or something like that containers. Huh. Food warmers, whether you put them underneath a cabinet or put the food on top, I don't know. I've just turned away from the river and could be traveling in a north direction. I'll get to another main drag up here and hang a left and should be right back where I started in tourist land. A couple little pieces of interesting architecture. Almost looks like the modern version of a bellows. A whole complex of some sort. In the midst of all this commercialism, I've got to take this little vignette. This is what it's like being in the midst of at least some of these large apartment complexes. Most of the new ones range twice the size and height, but pretty much the same design, I think, with this commercial layer at the bottom. A barber's chair. Look at how weathered that white plastic handle is. I would have thought these places had elevators, but apparently they don't. Wow. I bet you pay for the bottoms. This is interesting. A modern cylinder type design building with the pagoda and the wing off to the right side. Okay, I'm now going to turn left, go back where I came. This road probably is the one I got off on at the bus stop, so I need to be to the left of it at some point. Notice the newer, more modern looking, more interesting looking housing and the upscale shops on the bottom, which you'd expect on a main drag. There's kind of a little park area where several streets cross and leave a big space. I should be working my way back in this direction here. There are those large buildings that are under construction. Thought I'd sit here for a few minutes and watch this part of the world go around. I don't know if these guys are going to start that helicopter going. Oh, you got some altitude now. How do you get that thing to stop spinning? Wonder what the symbolism. An industrial piece. The ball bearing. Those large hex nuts. Kind of says it all. Shooting up the street where my hostel is, right on the left, just 4 or 5 doors up. I'll just pan around to get an idea how this Saturday is filling up. And if you see any Europeans, let me know, because I don't see any. Yeehaw. People coming with any conveyance they have for their produce from out in the fields to the marketplace itself, down the street that we visit. That'd do some serious damage. See, these are purple kind of a pea or bean. Gotta wonder what that is. Or more so what it tastes like. How you cook it. If they had broccoli, and there it is. These are flowers, but they may well be used in cooking. Same with these leaves. Potatoes. I haven't seen many. I don't get served. There's potatoes there. I don't get served these potatoes. So just about anything you could want. Cauliflower. Meat. Various kinds of breads that are made. Pasta that are made. Or made up ready, like those little pockets there. I don't know what you do with them, but what she's doing is cutting up some of those, whatever they are. Maybe you take them up and fry them like chips or something. How do you get this many different kinds of eggs? Are they from different kinds of birds? 1, 2, 3. These must be pheasants or something like that, or doves. I got those in soups, I remember. Now they look at me strangely because it's like a unicorn going through your living room, but it's got a video camera. What the hell's that all about?